welcome to MoneyXclusive, your shortcut to financial freedom with exclusive insights from the experts. We've got exciting news. So FSMOne is now officially partnered to MoneyX. Thank you so much. All right. In today's episode, we are breaking down how this partnership is going to help us invest smarter and simpler, because in MoneyX, we believe making things simple. That's how we simplify your finances. I would like to introduce the guests for today, Hadi, Client Investment Specialist, and Alicia, Product Manager from FSMOne. So Hadi and Alicia, welcome and thank you for joining us today.
Happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you for inviting us too.
So I would like to start this session with something that is really basic, especially for our audience who is new to investing and maybe not familiar with FSMOne platforms. Maybe Alicia, can you share with us what FSMOne is?
Okay, maybe just a little bit quick background of FSMOne, who we are. So we are actually under the umbrella of IFAS, which is a publicly listed company in Singapore. Yeah, and then FSMOne basically is a DIY investment platform, whereby in one platform, we actually offers various products. So it includes unit trust, stocks, ETF from different exchanges, being in local bursa or overseas exchanges, like the famous one you have heard of, Hong Kong, US, yeah, even China, SGX, everything. Yeah, and then we also do have bonds, yeah, which is the in fractional and also in the full out bonds, be it in the OTC, the T-bills, T-notes, sovereign bonds, all kind of bonds. And then also we do have our in-house curated portfolio, which is a managed portfolio. We also do offer insurance, so everything in one.
I would also add that we are also licensed by the Securities Commission of Malaysia. We are registered with Federation of Investment Managers Malaysia, FIMM, Bank Negara, and also we are a participating organization of Bursa Malaysia.
So I want to understand from you as well. Maybe I'm a bit of an old school as well. So for FSMOne, how is it different from the traditional bank investing that we know of?
Well, traditional banks, usually we need to go to the bank, look for the RM, get to know what can I invest. And usually on the bank itself, the selection is very limited, whereby if let's say certain banks, they only offer their own subsidies funds, and maybe just a few selections, and overall the charges could be on the higher side. Yeah. So for our end, it's more like a digital platform whereby you just need to open one account and then you get to access to a lot of different products for investments. Yeah, just take unit trust for examples. Yeah, we have 31 fund houses partnering with us, and then you can actually get access to over 900 unit trusts.
900 funds there.
Yes, 900 funds directly from our platforms, whereby you can just straight away dial in online and then get access to it and buy in straight away.
I mean, that's an impressive one, right? With just few clicks, you have access to the global markets. You have the variety of investment options as well, like ETFs, bonds, unit trusts, as you mentioned. And you have like not more than 900 funds for selections as well. I mean, so clearly the platform has a lot to offer, right? But at the same time, the choices is so vast. Sometimes it could be a little bit intimidating, especially for someone who is not familiar when it comes to investing, right? Which is why I like to zoom into something that is quite important. Despite all the accessibility, many young Malaysians that we know, they are still sitting on the sidelines when it comes to investing. They are not taking action. Not too sure whether is it because of the fear of losing or something. Maybe Hadi, in this case, can you share with us some insights?
Yeah, I guess in terms of the younger generation, they have more fear of losing for their capital, and it's for good purposes, because most of them actually have lack of knowledge in terms of how to manage investments. They don't have so much investment knowledge in how to rebalance your portfolio and whatnot. So I guess in terms of lack of loss is that it comes from, as an investor, no one wants to lose money, right? Typically. So whenever they don't have that knowledge in how to, start, how to invest, the fear of losing is always going to be there. But I guess from my point of view is that we always have to start somewhere. And I guess FSMOne provides a good platform. In my point of view as well is that it's always better for the younger generations to start as early as possible and even start as low as 100 that we in FSMOne can offer. We can offer as low as 100 ringgit for investment, for unit trust, and also for other products that we have.
That's actually an interesting point, because there's always a saying out there that people expecting to spend like thousands and thousands of ringgit when it comes to investing. In their mindset, they always think that, oh, I need to have a huge capital when it comes to investment. 100 ringgit is not going to cut through, But I guess that this is changed right now with so many options that's available, with the accessibility that FSMOne has to offer. And this really solves the concerns of the barrier, especially for the young ones who have a little bit of savings, but they are not a high risk taker yet, right? But I agree with you, like you say, when it comes to investing, we have to start somewhere, and it's always to start young, right? Because you still have the stamina, you can still, you can still cope up with the mental game a lot more better. That reminds me of this saying that you never know what risk is until you actually lost money.
Right? Yeah, that's true.
But there's a lesson in disguise. I guess for us, it's always important to be patient and paying attention.
I guess another I would like to add is that another capital for younger generation is time. So time is always on their side. So even if, let's say, knock on wood, it won't happen, but even if, let's say, they were to lose money in any investment that they have when they start off their journey, they could take that as a lesson, and they could use that as a way to experience the market firsthand. So when they do their investments along the way, they'll be like, okay, I'm familiar of this product can deliver like this types of returns. This type of product can deliver this type of return. So even the experiencing the market is you're gaining knowledge in terms of just being in the market itself. So it's always better to start early. And also on the flip side, if let's say you start off, as a working adult, let's say you're starting off like when you're 30 years old, you already have a lot of commitments, you already have a lot of dependents with you. I guess you wouldn't be able to put on so much risk, and that's actually for some people they would have heightened fear in terms of losing their money for investments.
So Alicia, when it comes to people who are new to investing, I think Hadi has, you have explained a lot about how do you go about the risk, understanding your risk profile, and therefore invest accordingly. Is there anything in the FSMOne that can offer and cater to this group of people, especially the young ones who are new to investing, who don't want to take high risk? What can they do in the platform?
Well, actually, before diving down into investments, right, we actually also need to get the money ready into the platform first, right? So there's one thing in our platform called the cash solutions, whereby you just need to park your idle cash there, and we wouldn't just let you park your monies there for no reasons. We give interest out. So yeah, you can actually still eyeing on what kind of investments that suits you, what you want to invest. You can even get access to our client investment specialists, which this is actually our free services that FSMOne can provide. You want to get to know what kind of investments that is suitable for you based on your risk appetite, everything. You can just straight away call us up, make an appointment with our client investment specialist to know more about it. Yeah, it's completely free, the services. Yeah, and then while waiting for your next investments or looking for any investments in the future, you still earn some portion of interest on your cash. Yeah, the interest rate is pretty good.
So just by doing nothing, open an account, park the money inside, before you actually decide to start a portfolio, you are already earning interest.
Correct.
Yes. Take a guess on the rate.
So even if you're unsure what to invest in, like you're still on the fence, or okay, should I go into unit trust or should I go into stocks or ETF? You can just park your money first in our cash solutions, and in a way you can just earn a little bit of return when compared to, let's say, you were to put in a traditional bank.
And what's the interest rate that?
Maybe you want to take a guess?
Well, I mean, standard with the bank, 2 point something is already considered super good lah.
Okay. Maybe on the bank savings account, right? My own banks doesn't even give me 1% per annum, to be honest.
Mine is less than 1.
Yeah, less than 1. Yeah, so what we are giving out right now, just by solely parking your money, we are giving out 2.25%.
2.25%.
Yes, and the interest is actually accrued on daily basis, and we credit on a monthly basis.
So you actually so you credit into the account on monthly basis just by parking the money. And they will earn more as they put more money into the account as well before they start investing.
Yes, so long they just park their money there, they don't do anything, we will still give them the interest.
It really sounds like a no-brainer there. Just straight away park some money inside, right?
Yeah, because I actually get it, because we are also an investors by ourselves. Yeah, and I also burned my hand before. So same thing, we learn our lessons from investing. So so I think fear of losing out and also fear of losing our own money through investment is actually pretty normal, to all of the investors, including me myself. It's just that after across my experiences, after I burned my hand, and then I know what kind of strategies I wanted to go with my investments, and I understand what kind of investment that I look for, what kind of horizons that I'm looking, what's my investment goals, then ultimately I know what I can choose to invest. So this is how my strategy works. And then for now, I know that a lot of people right now is very hardworking, no time to monitor the investments. Even my own investments, I don't really have time to monitor. That's why I do a lot of dollar cost averaging. So just now we mentioned that we can start from as low as 100, right? So yes, I actually use FSMOne myself to start investing as low as 100 per month on my ETF investment. So it's like a regular savings plan whereby I just no eyes to see. Every month, deduct out from my salaries, just put 100 into my investments. Just let it roll and invest into the ETFs that I selected. So down the road, I've been investing into this ETF by regular savings plans for 1.5 years, and my portfolio actually is doing pretty well.
It doesn't actually sound that difficult at all. Think of it.
Exactly.
It's auto investing. Just deduct on a monthly basis. I don't even need to do anything.
So Alicia, just now you mentioned something about dollar cost averaging. Maybe for our audience who is not familiar with this term, maybe you can explain a little bit what dollar cost averaging means?
It's basically dollar cost averaging is like you do, instead of one lump sum of investment, like today, I see the market having a big drop. Then I put in a big chunk of lump sum money in, let's say thousands. And then what happens if it drops again on the next day, right? So we cannot really time the market on how the market is gonna be tomorrow or in the futures, right? We can never know how low the market is gonna be or how high the market can always go. So what dollar cost averaging means that I reserve a chunk of money on a fixed amount basis, then I invest regularly. In a fixed term. So for example, like for myself, I invest into the investments that I selected into on a monthly basis on every 15th of the month. So I'll just put in my money into the investment, be it how the market goes. I don't care how the market goes. So for today, let's say this month, when the system auto invests for me, the market went down. So eventually, I will get more units because the cost is lower, right? But then it could be higher on the next month, whereby the markets went up a little bit. So I just get lesser unit because the cost is higher. So down the road, when I invested for mid to long term, right? Let's say right until now, I've been invested for 1.5 years. So I've been averaging down my cost gradually according to how the market goes. So this is what dollar cost averaging means.
That is actually a very useful insight. I mean, you're not just sharing with us the concept and theory of it. You actually share with us a formula how you can actually putting real money inside as low as 100 ringgit, and you can just
Yes.
And the system automatically invests.
That is the best part, right? So that for people like us, you are coping out with the jobs and all that. Sometimes for you to spend even 30 minutes for every day just to go through all this news and everything could be quite testing as well. And platform as such really give us a lot of convenience.
And I will add to that as well. For the regular savings plan, is that it's a tool for us to auto invest, and you can also invest straight from your bank account straight into let's say, a unit trust that you would like to invest in. So it's a totally seamless experience for you to, as an investor, to just sit down and then basically just look at your portfolio probably like once a month or once every quarter. Just have a look. Okay, how's the portfolio doing? And that's it. You don't necessarily have to, try to time the market and just increase more psychological stress, or try like the guessing game, like should I invest now or the market's going down? Should I invest now or
correct, when to enter, right? Yeah.
It's always like a investment thing where you try to time the market, but then I guess data always shows that timing the market is not as good as time in the market. So you always be better always being invested instead of trying to time the market. So hence why the regular savings plan is always beneficial and a lot more useful for normal investors on our platform.
So just now we talk about young investors, and you also explain how FSMOne caters to them. At the same time, after listening to Hadi and Alicia, you spoke about your own personal experience as well. We've also seen the trend of there is a growing trend of young investors diving in as well, and they are actively seeking out for educationals, all kind of resources about investing. They are looking for investment options as well. Maybe you can share with us in FSMOne, how do you cater to their preference? Or do you have observed this similar pattern in your platform as well, where there is a growing group of young people, and how they diversify their portfolios is very, very different from the beginners?
Yeah, actually, for the younger generations, what we notice, or what I notice personally, is that they are more technologically knowledgeable, technologically adept. So they know how to use the platform by themselves. So they do, however, most of them do need some guidance and knowledge in terms of, okay, what's a good investment, let's say now, or what's a good investment in the long term. So what we provide in FSMOne is that we have investment specialists, a good investment specialist. So for the clients and the users that we have on our platform, is that whenever they do need financial knowledge in terms of, let's say, guidance for their portfolio, reviewing, let's say, their existing portfolio, or even some ideas, we could help provide them, and at no cost. In terms, it's complimentary for us to provide these services to all the clients, all the users in FSMOne. And besides that, we also have regular updates from our research team. So we do have our own in-house research team with FSMOne that we provide updates in terms of for bond markets, for equity market, and also updates for the whole macroeconomic view as well. And this could range from a lot of regions: US, China, Japan, and sometimes we even go to the micro level. So we do have these updates, and I guess for the younger generations that are looking for financial knowledge, we also provide that regular updates, and it could be beneficial for them.
Yeah, just to top up a little bit on the write-up that provided by our in-house research view. So the research articles is pretty updated. Like we actually updated on maybe weekly basis, or even sometimes on by maybe on just the next days or 2 days later, like that. So it's actually a write-up from all of the region's researchers. We got researchers from Singapore, Hong Kong team, even China team, and even Malaysian team. They contributed once together and write up on the which kind of market outlooks that they are positive with, or which sectors or even which segments itself that they are positive in. Yeah. Then besides all this, it's actually accessible, very accessible via our app or even website, and it's free of charge. And you can just basically go there and then click on the articles and take a read. And it's not even just an article. Let's say you are not very into reading, I know, right? Like for me, I'm not really into reading. Then, yeah, we actually also do provide free webinars whereby we collabs with different partnering fund houses. And then we will also invite external fund houses or even sometimes our internal speakers to give market insights and also, and also some advisors on the market outlooks, to allow our investors to learn more about investments. Yeah, and we are saying that it's actually also free for them to join.
So for anyone interested, please go into the FSMOne platforms, go read up all the articles. I mean, it's free. Yes. And it's very, very educative. I have gone through some, but I have to say that there's so much to learn.
Yes.
Register for our webinar as well. Or you also have physical events as well, twice a year that you can attend, that will have our in-house speakers and also fund managers from other fund houses to come and give market update and provide guidance to your portfolios.
Looking forward for the next one, for the next event. So I want to zoom out the topic a little bit. On the global economy scale of things, we know that there's a lot of things going on in terms of the global economy's headwinds. With so much of uncertainty, yet we have seen an amazing fact where our Malaysia's capital market actually has hit $4.2 trillion this year, and the growth is mainly from the stock market as well as bonds, right? Just want to get your thought on this one, Hadi. Do you see this macro trend has been impacting the investors, that despite the uncertainty from the global economies, people are still eager to jump into the capital market?
Yes, we still, from our view, is that there's still a lot of influx people coming into the capital markets. The recent, I would say, growth was primarily because there was a lot of foreign investment into our country, and also, I guess, from the start of, let's say, 2020 up until now, there's been this advent of digitalization for investment. So you would see this influx of the younger generations coming in, trying to make more bucks in terms of investments, and also online investment. So from online, what's it called, ways that you can do to make investments. So I guess from the capital markets, there's more growing, the growing size of it. There's higher, from what we see, there's a higher adoption for capital markets, and also in terms of a lot more assets, such as stocks and bonds, and also unit trusts. I guess one more thing that I would like to add is that there's also a lot more availability for financial education online, including our platform. And from what I can see is that the younger generations are trying to, be on the edge of this in terms of trying to get more returns and do retirement planning. From also what I noticed is that the younger generations are much more tech savvy. So they know how to understand a little bit more of some certain digital assets and how to use, certain investment platforms such as us. And instead of, let's say, going to traditional way of banking, they could just use their mobile phone or their computer to just access all these investments.
Maybe Alicia, do you have anything to add on?
It's more like because digitalized happens, right?
Yeah.
And especially after the COVID, everyone has been striking off the digital space. Like even the bricks and mortar stores has been converting to online stores. I think same goes for investment space as well. And then yeah, a lot of things like all the hypes and stuff like that don't have anything to do during the COVID. That period, yeah. So a lot of people starts to gets a lot of time to dive into this investment space. So I think that's part of the contribution on why right now the digital adoptions of investing has been growing up so fast. Yeah, looking at the trends up until now.
But every time when we talk about all these insights and educations, I mean, eventually it means nothing if you do not take real actions, right? Because you're just absorbing, but you're not really practicing the knowledge until and unless you start investing. That leads to the next exciting part. You know, is how can people get started with FSMOne through MoneyX? It's actually very, very simple because all you got to do is, I think for everyone who is new to MoneyX, you can just download MoneyX, register MoneyX, and look for the campaigns that we have right now with FSMOne. Click on it and it will direct you to FSMOne to complete the registration to open the account. And you can start open the account as low as 100 ringgit, right?
Actually, opening account is free.
Opening account is free.
Opening account is free, but you can start investing with the account as low as 100 ringgit.
Okay. And if they do not invest, the 100 ringgit will also help you to earn the interest as well.
If they put, they will put in the cash account.
Yes, correct. And then also to top up a little bit on my own personal experience, I know to start investing is pretty hard. Yeah, because I myself, especially from my own perspective and also experience, investing can be hard because I don't know what to invest and I'm scared of losing out my capitals, right? So then how I treat myself to start investing is that, you know, I've been spending a lot over the weekends to cafe hoppings lah, or even online shoppings lah. I just straight away, no doubts, I just spending 50 or 100 straight away, like on food, on shopping, stuff like that. And then I was thinking, why not I just keep this 100 up and I just try putting into the investment and see whether it grows or not. So it's actually as simple as just me spending on food, a cafe Instagrammable food, or I just spending on the nice dresses. Yeah, so it's actually the same amount of money. It's just that one, I'll be dressing very nice lah, putting on myself, and then another one part of it, then I'll be using it to see whether it can grow some passive incomes for me or not. So this is how I keep myself started on investments.
I think it's a very good tips especially for anyone that is beginning in this journey as well, right? It's just adjusting your lifestyle. Sometimes you may not save the 100 ringgit, you'll probably just spend it on coffee, you may just splurge it on a nice meal. But if you just tahan that part, like, you know what I mean? Just use that money, put into the investments, put into the account, and the money will actually multiply from there on. And from there, you can then decide, okay, I see that progress, I would like to do more and more. So a lot of times it's taking the first step and you kind of get into the adjustment, and once you get used to it, you will progress from there. It's always about taking the first step, I believe.
Yes.
Right. I also have like some of my clients, they share some of me like how they manage their personal finance is that whenever, let's say, they get a salary, right? They, instead of putting that money into, let's say, straight away buy whatever they want to buy, first thing that he do is put, let's say, 20% or even at least 10% of it, putting in the investment account. At least you know that money is just there to grow. And then the rest, okay, you can use that for all your commitments, all your bills and whatnot. So I guess one part of it is just being disciplined in that sense. Yeah. And maybe can add is that the regular savings plan that we shared just now is that it can help also encourage investors to be disciplined in terms of investment. So instead of trying to manually put it, you can just automatically and then just leave it be, and then just go on with your life. Yeah.
In this case, I would just like to highlight that for anyone who want to get started, really use MoneyX is super easy, because not only we give you the access to all the investment options like FSMOne, but at the same time you can also use the same app to track your spending, to track your assets as well. So it actually helps you to calculate your net worth, right? We're also giving you all the access to other solutions like banking solutions, insurance, legal services, and a lot more. And on top of that, we also have the digital vault, where you can actually safekeep all the policies, all the important documents inside the vault. And it comes with a reminder as well, so that you never miss a single document behind. Why I highlight this, because it's also important while we are on this managing personal finances, right? Apart from just knowing how to invest, but the other important habit is also knowing how to organize your finances as well. And you need to have the app. And this is exactly what MoneyX can do it for you. Very, very happy and very, very fortunate to have Hadi and Alicia from FSMOne to join us today. We hope to have a lot more to share with our audience moving forward. But before the wrap, yes.
One thing to highlight. So, because FSMOne is partnering with MoneyX, right? So, if you open an account via MoneyX app with FSMOne, you actually get a 15 ringgit rewards for free. Yes, if you top up at minimum 100 ringgit into FSMOne app. Yes.
And this exclusive deal is only exclusively for MoneyX user.
Yes.
So please go ahead, download, register MoneyX, and start opening an account in FSMOne and put in 100 ringgit to enjoy the 15 ringgit.
Yes. It's actually no-brainer. You put in 100 ringgit, you get to earn that 2.25% per annum that I mentioned just now, and then you get an extra 15 ringgit. Yeah, from opening an account via MoneyX with us.
So that's pretty much a wrap up for our discussions for today. Once again, thank you so much for joining us. And for the audience, please stay tuned and follow us on our social, MoneyX Global. And also, don't forget to hit like and subscribe button. This is our very, very first episode, but we will be continue bringing you guys more contents moving forward. So stay tuned and see you again.